So let's look at the first 15 minutes, and as you see at the open you have like a more buying than selling. 62% of the stocks are making new high. Adobe, which had earnings, that's showing up as major stock. You have this pre-market Tesla and all making moves basically. So that's the win. And so simultaneously I'm watching this on another monitor and then watching this and also watching. So let me try and get the worm on this side so that you can see the worm developing as buying selling pressure. This is just tells you buying selling pressure. This is like what I use as a market monitor, which is like a market breadth. This is market breadth information, right? It tells you whether there's buying coming or selling coming into the market basically. That's all it is basically. So there we go. And yeah, IWM to start with, CI, Tesla. So a lot of gaps, and when you get a lot of gaps, typically they start fading, right? And you have like gaps all over the place. So there is a little bit of fading of the gaps, which is to be expected because there are too many gaps today morning. So here is like on the other side, like this is what I'm looking at like currently. So like something like digital reality showing some little bit of a life. It's a choppy base, not something which I'm looking at like but if you see combination bearish, you're going to see a lot more of these. Why? Because there's so many gap ups, right? And those gaps are getting just like faded at the moment, right? So lot of gaps, lots of gaps. As you can see, the worms are like going neck to neck. I think there is more selling than buying currently because my scans are showing more selling than buying at the moment. So my scans on the bullish side are not showing anything as of now much. So a lot of stocks are extended. So or like they were gapping up today. So that's why you see a lot of like selling coming in, or at least profit taking coming in into the technology stocks, or some selling coming in. As you can see, Apple, you can see Amazon, they are getting selling like even some of the things like Meta and all which are up also. But that doesn't mean that they are breakdown. It just means there's some profit taking at the moment on some of them. So GE, they, so as you can see, the red worm, there is more selling than buying at the moment. That you can see visually also. Like you see, this is complete, and there is not much. So these are like this is like you have so many stocks which are like getting sold, right? And basically, while on the bullish side, you only this one. So visually, this acts as a ticker. You can see here also AMD, Google. Those are all stocks which are finding sellers, or they are sellers in those stocks. So you see selling. So that means like when you see selling like that, you have to be like if you buy a breakout too early in a selling like that, it tends to fade, right? And basically you have to see what's happening, right? So on the bullish side, like I only see like GE, ABBV, none of these is a good setup. While on the bearish side, you have like in 117. That clearly tells you what is happening currently. Like in stocks after stocks, there is profit taking, or like many stocks were extended also. So it's just to be expected. Nothing which is not a surprise, but that little bit of a selling is not really enough for this market to be bearish. So see here, you see Rivian showing up there. It's been choppy. Stock has been choppy. Coin Amazon, coin Amazon. So I'm going through the bearish setups also to see if there is anything which is actionable, but I don't see I just see them as minor selling currently near high on extended stock. So that by itself, unless you're a day trader, is not a short setup. So there is almost uniformly selling in the technology stocks, which were like an extended. So as you see, there is still a seller. There is a strong selling currently, or like there is a selling. You can see it here also. That's visually you can see that there is selling here basically. So selling continues. You see like in a 20 stocks making new low, which you can see here also. Not many stocks breaking out basically. Right. So there is a lot of profit taking happening in the technology stocks or the stocks which had made big moves in recent days. So you see, there are no buyers here in this market, right? And that's how you can know. Okay, look, and you don't go and chase breakouts here. You even if you see a breakout, you don't really go because it might end up fading. Now we'll see later in the next like in a 1 hour or so if the deep buyers show up, right? And then if the deep buyers show up, that tells you that the market is very strong because the deep buyers lost no opportunity in getting back in basically, right? If the selling accelerate, then that's a sign that like in a the market might have a pullback or the market might have a pause here. or a consolidation. So Assam, but it's already up since a couple of days. Aristanet, Microsoft, those are the stocks which are getting sold. So as you see, Tesla, those are the stocks which are having some buying today. Right. Now you see selling has decreased, so there's strong buying coming in for the time being in Tesla. So if there is a selling which persists throughout the day and we get like in a really lot of selling, then only I will become bearish. At the moment, this is just like in a minor selling which is happening. Uh, Nothing major is showing up as a selling pressure here. But we did have a day a couple of days ago where like there was a lot of selling. If you see that day, like the TQQ sold off, like and individual stocks also on that day sold off, but then they recovered, right? And you had like this Amazon, you had Google, all of them like got hit that day, and then they recovered. So I think even Apple was not major but minor. So there are a lot of hits that day on individual stocks. Even Nvidia got like sold on that day, or like here. But so this is just to give you an idea as to what I'm monitoring in the morning. Now 61% of the stocks are making new lows. So there is clearly a seller selling in this market, right? So you don't really go aggressively on the breakouts, right? If you have some breakouts which are in profit, you stop moving your stop to protect your profit in case it fades later, and that's how you calibrate your trading or the risk management. Okay, so let's look at, see, Tesla is the one which is really having a lot of buying coming in. So you see persistent seller is there, like since morning, right from the word go, there is selling, and it's not let go of, like basically. So there is a seller here basically, which is to be expected because the market was going up for many days. So a pause, pullback is not out of characteristic as long as it doesn't lead to heavy selling. So the first half an hour is almost coming to a close, and you see that there is no actionable setup on the long side here. There's only one thing which I see, Spotify, which is trying to break out of this range, right? And Spotify, but it's not enough volume, and it's so choppy there. So not really something which, unless volume comes in. So all in all, like basically for the first half an hour or 1 hour, you need a very good process and a system and everything put together, especially those who are active traders and who want to find opportunities early. And then if you can have everything in place and all your scans in place, you have tools, right kind of a tools, then you can see and find opportunities very early, and you can get into them very early, right? And yesterday, very early in the day, I saw a crowd, right? And that was one of the stocks, and then it went on to make $5 or $4 more move, kind of a thing. So if you can find things early, then it is an advantage. Basically, crowd, like, and if you see yesterday was like in one of the stocks early, very early, it showed up in the first 10 minutes or so, and then later more buying came in, but it gives you an early entry basically. Some amount of selling is to be expected here because of a lot of stocks are extended, but there is always something else which breaks out, and then you have to keep an eye on the one which is breaking out. So I see, like I say, some of these things. I do see one low price stock, but I don't really buy low price stocks. So this is like in a good breakout, right? And this is breaking out. It's high volume also. Sometimes if the day is very negative, then some of these breakouts can also fade intraday. But that price point is not my trading universe, so I don't go there. Spotify is the only thing which I keep looking at, which looks like and it want to probably make a move. Okay, so that's it for the first half an hour, and this is recorded for like in my own use also, to see what is the situation, what was the setup, did I miss some setup which showed up early, and what showed up in the first half an hour. So it's just something which many professional traders use these kind of techniques to record their entire screen. Some of them record the entire screen for the full day, but I don't record for the full day. I just record it for some, not every day also I record it. Once in a while I record it, so that Spotify, that's the one which is maybe.